Welcome to the Giving a Purpose podcast, where we bridge the highs, the lows, the lessons learned through life's journey and filling in the gap. Welcome to a new week. You already know what it is. I need you to get your momentum up. I need you to get your focus on what you have said that you are going to do this week. I need you to fill it with your whole existence. All right. I need you to stay on that grind. Listen, we have been building momentum. We're still in the first quarter, right? But we're building momentum, setting a foundation for what we want the rest of our year to look like. But guess what? We're going to do it one day at a time. We're going to get 1% better every time. It's going to get done or it's going to get done. Those are the only two options. So I need you guys to stay on top of everything. Make sure that you stay consistent, committed, and make sure your discipline is there. Make sure you're creating these great habits of success. All right. But also remember that failure is a part of the success. So don't be afraid to fail. All right. Because once you understand that failure is a part of the process, it kind of eliminates the fear. So you're not afraid of failing. All right. But now you're focused on the success. So today I want to talk to you guys about flaws. All right. I was just kind of going through some stuff and I kind of looked it up, and I like a couple of these definitions. A flaw, it says a mark, fault, or other imperfection that mars a substance or object. Also, it's mar, weaken, or invalidate something. Whew, that invalidate part right there, that one's right. That part right there is so critical. And so, man, I've had so many friends and, dealing with clients and just different things, and like then dealing with myself and thinking about flaws. Listen, we all have flaws. We're all flawed people. We're not perfect. But what do you do despite your flaw? I know so many people that for their flaws, they have these defense mechanisms, which may come off crazy because of maybe the emotion or what they do. Like, because of their flaw, they may lie or they may cover it up to make it look crazy, instead of understanding that everybody has flaw. And any mature person that you have in your circle or you may be talking to understands that you have flaws and they have flaws, and that you shouldn't be ashamed of your flaw, because we understand that everyone has flaws. And that's what I enjoy about the friendships that I have. Like, I don't have to be ashamed of my flaws because my close friends know those flaws, and I don't have to create either a story, I don't have to do a lie, or I don't have to create these things that makes it not look like a flaw now, but makes it look like, either there's a couple of things that happens. Either it makes it look like that you're perfect because you don't want to look like you have flaws, or you turn that flaw and make it something bigger than it already is because you're trying to, like I said, lie about it, or you're trying to create a situation because you may be ashamed of the flaw. Because you're ashamed of the flaw, you don't want other people to know that that's your flaw because you may be embarrassed about it. And it makes it look worse because it's like, to me, it's like when a person lies, right? And then you have to create another lie to cover up that lie. And it's like you keep covering up lies with lies, and it makes it look crazy because probably the actual flaw or the actual situation that you may have lied about might not have been that big. And it might have been something that could have been easily cleared up, right? But like I said, when you're hanging around mature people, when you have these relationships and things with mature people, right? Because not everybody can handle all that. But people that are in your inner circle that may be mature, they should know your flaws. And you should be able to be yourself. That's the great thing about it is being yourself and understand, and if people know that you have flaws and understanding that you have these flaws and you know that I can be comfortable, right? That's so comforting to know that I can be comfortable around somebody, right? That's that's the depth of a good relationship. All right? Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to go somewhere and be themselves. When you want to go to work, sometimes you don't want to be the person you may. I don't want to say you create a person all the time, but there's a professional me that I have to be when I'm teaching. Okay, I got to be knowledgeable about my content. I have to respect the students and different things. But there's times that I want to be comfortable enough, and we have those times with my students because I don't want to talk at them all the time. I want them to be comfortable enough to know that this is a safe space, and it's not just math. It's a safe place, and we can talk about anything. But the thing that makes them comfortable to share those things is I don't boast about all the great things. I share them my flaws, right? And I don't have to be ashamed of those things. Like, yeah, I jacked this up. Yeah, you know, I always share with my students sometimes. Um, I'll say, yeah, I used to be married. I am divorced. They're like, what? You're divorced? Yeah, I've been through that. I'm not ashamed of sharing that, even though at one point I was. I remember when it first happened, I didn't even tell my closest friends because in a certain circle, I want to say look up to, but I didn't want them to think that their marriages weren't going to work out. You see what I'm saying? So I was ashamed and I didn't want to be embarrassed, but I also, on the other side, didn't want them to think their relationships wouldn't work out. But because of the healing process and because I understand that I can use my flaws as a teaching tool, I can show someone else through my flaws that some things can be overcame and I don't have to be ashamed. All right. So I want you guys to kind of embody that and kind of think about that. Think about some of the flaws that you have in your life. Think about some of the things that you may not be proud of, right? And understand that some things are a part of you. And some things, thank you, God. Some things that you may think is a flaw, God made you that way on purpose to show others how to overcome what they think is a flaw. And it may be an intentional purpose that God put on your life, if that makes sense. Because sometimes we're so hard on ourselves and we may call it flaws, or we may think that we are damaged goods, if that makes sense. And we don't realize that God made us this way to overcome some of the other things that people may have that may come natural to them, but may be a flaw to us. But understanding that your flaw can be turned into something great, it can be used as a tool. It can be, if you change your perspective, it can be a step and a prop in your gift and in your elevation and in your evolution. So understand that flaws are not always these bad things or should be looked upon, but heal from your flaws. Accept the flaw. Because once you accept the flaw, you don't have to create these situations where you don't look like you don't have any. And once you accept your flaws, that energy that you put into you accepting your flaws, people will feel that. And so you don't have to be embarrassed. And so it doesn't matter what they think about what you may think that flaw is or what they think the flaw is that makes you embarrassed. Man, I hope this resonated with someone. I hope this blessed someone, and understand that the flaws are okay. Now, listen, if this is your first time ever seeing my podcast, listen, that corner down right there, man, hit that subscribe button. All right, let somebody know. Also, hit the bell. Listen, we're out on all major platforms, man. We appreciate you guys coming on to this one. If you're watching YouTube, if you're on your phone, man, leave a review. Let me know. If you want to be a guest, you can also email me at givingapurposepodcast@gmail.com. All right. So I want you guys to make sure that you stay in line with the brand and everything. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at Mr. LA_2 on IG and Twitter. Definitely there, man. We appreciate you guys. We're looking forward to things that are coming along, man. Got some good things coming back to you, man. I got some other guests that I'm going to bring on. We're going to get our financial. Listen, if you're trying to level up, we're about to get our financial literacy up in our community. So I'm going to have some people come on to help us with that. We're going to have some people keep coming on to help us mentally, so we can get to the next level and do what we got to do. We got to make sure that we bridge that gap. So I need you guys to do one last thing for me. All right. That's so important. What I need you to do is to make sure that you live on purpose, and make sure you live in purpose. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
You've been listening to the Giving a Purpose podcast. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, or Google Play to get new, fresh weekly episodes. For more, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.